some lesser-known secondary uses for an everyday product. Story 1 is a mechanic. A flathead screwdriver is a pry bar, package opener, square head Robertson screwdriver, hose pick, a punch, test lead, electrical bridge, scraper, chisel, and least importantly, a flathead screwdriver. Story 2, coffee grounds are quite versatile. Among other things, you can use them for 1, a soil additive to improve the pH balance for plants. 2, place them in a refrigerator to neutralize odors. 3, scour pots and pans. 4, de-icing your steps and driveway. 5, an ant repellent. 6, an exfoliating scrub for your skin. Story 3, I wrap those thick rubber bands, you know, the ones that come around broccoli crowns around tight jar lids to make them grippy and easy to undo. Edit wow. Muchas gracias for the gold and silver. You are some fine people, and hopefully less trouble by tight lid for now. On lots of great tips in the comments too. Story 4, condensed milk for those with chronic vomiting. Not only is it great for cooking, but I had a pharmacist tell me about adding some water till it is the consistency of thick soup. Get the person to sip small amounts of it slowly. It helps line the esophagus to reduce vomiting and allowing medication time to hit the stomach and work. Also provides much needed sugar. I've used it on kids and adults, and it's worked a treat every time. Story 5, if you have a highlighter that's dying, take the pin part of it out of the casing and soak it in nail polish remover. It will revitalize it to working like new. Story 6, hair conditioner as shaving cream. Edit, I am only buying a cheap 1 to 2 bottle of cheap conditioner used specifically for shaving. A big bottle will last for months. I'm only using it for legs and underarms, but I see others have success using for facial hair and shaving their heads as well. Story 7, if you have a French press for coffee, you can also froth milk in it after, pour in hot milk, and raise and lower the plunger until the volume of the milk has about doubled. Not my channel, but plugging for James Hoffman if you like coffee and want to explore the utter depths of the world of coffee, coffee gear, coffee science in a super chill and informative way. Check him out. Story 8, any cooking oil is a great way to remove the residue from stickers. If this is recommended, but if you get scratches on furniture, I've always taken a matching washable marker, colored over the scratch, and then wiped it with a damp cloth to effectively stain the back to match. Story 9, bleach to keep away cockroaches. I used to get big cockroaches in the summer that came up my drain. My exterminator told me to pour 1 cup of bleach down my drain each week. You have to pour it down the drain in the room you see them. I started 18 months ago and haven't seen a cockroach since. Story 10, liquid laundry detergent glows under black lights, but is clear under normal light. You can dip a tip in some detergent and draw it on your walls and only see it with a black light on. Different brands glow different colors. Lots of fun in dorm rooms. Story 11, if you have a landline telephone, the dial tone is a concert F. By holding the phone to your ear and your finger on the first fret of the first string of your guitar, for example, you can use the dial tone as a reference pitch and accurately tune up without a tuner. Story 12, ease is good for a toothache, and it's cherry flavored. I work in an adult store. Also, please don't use ease for if you're having painful. Get some butt plugs and a good lube. Just because you can't feel your sensitive areas being damaged doesn't mean they aren't being damaged. Put a somewhat thick layer of Vaseline on the skin around your hairline and ears and neck when dyeing your hair. If you accidentally get dye on your skin, you can easily wipe it off. Story 13, bottom shelf cheap vodka. Put in a spray bottle and squirt it on your bathroom walls to kill mold. Squirt on clothes to remove any odors. Use it to clean mirrors, glass, windows. Squirt in your mouth to make cleaning more fun. Story 14, your library card can do a lot more than let you borrow books. It allows you to take free courses on Lynda or learn a language and even stream movies. A lot of libraries also have video game rentals, which a lot of people don't know about. Story 15, use salt as an abrasive and absorber when cleaning. I spray my stovetop with a general household cleaner, then sprinkle salt liberally over the top. It gets grease out easily. For liquid stains like wine, I pour salt over the stain to soak up excess liquid, then come through with hydrogen peroxide. Finally, I get absorbent towels and dab clean it. Story 16, use a piece of Scotch tape to remove the gunk from your AirPods case. Those little dental pick floss thingies are amazing for cleaning corners. Splash a bit of lemon juice in your bong water and shake it up, coating all the glass. You'll get almost no brown res after smoking. Edit regarding that third one there. This is a preventive measure to avoid the res buildup in the first place. In the replies below, there's some great tips on getting rid of the res after the fact if you didn't do a citrus trick. The citrus goes in the bong water when you're first setting up your sesh, and you leave that citrus water in there for the whole day evening whatever. I generally dump it in the morning, then rinse with water for the lemon or lime. I use one of those plastic lemon-shaped D'Elia Bobs with a concentrated juice in it. A quick squirt is all you need, but if you're smoking a lemon-based strain, A little extra juice enhances that flavor. Story 17, clear nail polish prevents skin going green from brass, permanently stop fabric from fraying. Same goes with yarn seal. Paint the too quick dry stuff is the best for me. Story 18, kinesiology tape to hold up when your outfit is too revealing for a normal bra. I used a few strips of tape under my wedding dress, and my girls were good to go the entire day and night. Story 19, pickle juice can assist the pH balance in your stomach. This means when out drinking, if your stomach starts to feel queasy, take a shot or two of pickle juice. Why vomit when you're out having fun? On a side, and probably more relevant note, pickle juice is essentially the OG Gatorade. If you need to replace electrolytes or simply feel a bit dehydrated, drink some pickle juice and then some water. Story 20, buying tissues. I have a roll of toilet paper on my desk, 247 for my nose. Leftover used bounce sheets are good little scrubbies for dishes, especially greasy pots and pans, because they don't scratch. They're free because they already serve their original purpose, and when they're all gunky, you can throw them away. Story 21, Adolph's meat tenderizer is an excellent treatment for bee stings, mosquito bites, Portuguese man-o-war, and no-see-umps. Most venomous bite stings will be less inflamed if you grind in a few wet crystals of Adolph's very soon after. Not fire ants, though. Story 22, scuba diver here. Instead of using those expensive defogger gels and sprays on your mask, smear a bunch of dish soap in it. Rinse once or twice, and your mask will never fog during the dive. You can also use this method to keep your windshield from fogging. Smear a bunch of dish soap on a towel, then rub it all over the inside of your windshield. Take another damp towel and rub the soap off until your windshield is clear. I did this 3 weeks ago and have not had to defog a single time since. Story 23, in most cars, that lever that can turn on the headlights can also be used as a turn indicator, so other drivers can avoid a collision when you change lanes or make a turn. Story 24, go to your local hardware store and have them cut you a 2 to 3 foot long piece of galvanized tubing typically used for chain link fences and keep in your trunk. If you get a flat and are relying on the standard equipment that comes with your vehicle to change the tire, the lug nut wrench is notoriously small and it's hard to get leverage on tight lug nuts. Put the wrench on the leg nut, put the steel tubing over the end of the wrench, and pull. You'll have leverage X100 and the bolts will easily come loose. Story 25 is a dude with a sister. Let me share a makeup tip. Stop spending a ton on makeup remover that usually doesn't even do a good job. Oils completely destroy makeup. Just think about how anything greasy will make your lipstick vanish into thin air. Get yourself a non-comedogenic pore clogging oil and start saving up cash. Aloe vera oil if you're very broke. Argan oil if you can splurge a bit. Olive oil if you can handle the smell. My sister goes from cake face to baby face in one oily swipe. After that, just use your regular cleanser and don't forget to moisturize. P.S. Don't feel bad about being a babe on a budget. All these cosmetic brands shouldn't make you feel ashamed cause you can't afford their crappy products. Story 26, a clean electric toothbrush makes a pretty good vibrator in a pinch. How I got through middle school before I figured out how to get a vibrator of my own. Story 27, there's this body wash you can get from the dollar store. I accidentally didn't shut the lid tight one night, and it tipped over. When I woke up the next morning, my bathtub was coated in the stuff. However, after rinsing it away, the areas that it was left to sit were cleaner than that bathtub has ever been the entire time I've lived in that house. Now I just buy a bottle of that stuff instead of bath cleaner. Story 28, if you have pets, spray a mixture 2 or 3 to 1 of water to fabric softener on carpet and let it dry before vacuuming. You'll be amazed how much pet hair gets picked up. Bonus, it smells awesome. Story 29, you don't hold gingerbread houses together with icing, but with powdered sugar and water. Icing is just a decoration. If you ever find yourself in a gingerbread house making competition, knowing you should glue the walls of the house with powdered sugar and water should be enough of a leg up to win. Story 30, this one's pretty obvious, but I've never seen anyone else do it. A mug can be used like a ladle for hot liquids. I only have one ladle, so if I needed 2 meals in a row, it's a coffee mug's job. Story 31, a pub I used to work at would always keep extra small condoms in a first aid kit. The use was that in case of an accident cut to a thumb, the condom would put enough pressure on to slow the bleeding and allow the kitchen hands to keep working without risk of a Band-Aid getting lost in someone's food. Story 32, convinced my brother to use his hotel coffee pot to make simple syrup. We were able to have mojitos at our cousin's wedding reception thanks to my ingenuity. Story 33, dryer sheets. Google it. People not from the U.S. are almost magic at removing bugs, tar, and sap from your car. Just wet and rub. Not even hard, just a gentle swirl motion. Story 34, saw someone said vinegar, but didn't list that it's a great way to clean retainers that have the hardened plaque bacteria that they can't otherwise get off. 1 part warm water with 1 part white vinegar for 20 minutes, and then scrub everything off of the retainer like it's brand new. Also, apple cider vinegar is a great and quick way to get rid of warts. Story 35 Noxma is good for sunburns. Hand sanitizer is good for removing permanent marker off non-porous surfaces. Vinegar can be used to clean floors. Story 36 Ground cloves work as an effective oral anesthesia. Bite your tongue, put some cloves on it, and you won't feel the next time you inevitably bite it again. Story 37 Pantyhose for pool filtering. This is pretty random, but women's knee-high pantyhose stretches to fit perfectly around a return pipe in an above-ground pool. For the itty-bitty particles, our problem was gnats that managed to make it through the filter. A single knee-high pantyhose sock will catch everything that would otherwise be returned into the water. It can be bunched up on the pipe, so it's not very intrusive, cheap enough to throw away when it's dirty, easy to replace. A six-pack for $3 got us through the summer, and we had to vacuum about half as often. Story 38 Coloring in a burn say. While cooking immediately with a Sharpie keeps it from blistering and allows it to heal very quickly. Not sure why exactly, but it absolutely works. We keep a Sharpie in every drawer in the kitchen and bathroom hair straightener for this reason. If anyone knows why, I'd love to know. Story 39. Standing on a tennis ball for about a minute each foot will work absolute wonders. Try to touch your toes before and after you do this. It'll loosen everything in your back and give you a lot more range of motion. Story 40. You can use melamine sponge's magic erasers to clean coffee stains off your teeth. This study suggests it's safer than traditional brushes if you're worried about it. Story 41. If you or an animal you own gets skunked, all you need is Dawn dishwashing soap. People will say you need peroxide too, but you don't if you get to it fast enough. My dog got skunked a whopping 3 times this summer, and every time immediately bring him in, scrub him with Dawn, let the Dawn sit on his skin for a while, then wash it off. It worked every single time. My logic of initially trying it without the peroxide was that if Dawn is good enough to get oil off of penguins, it can work on skunk stink. You just have to get to the animal before the scent soaks into their skin. When I took my dog to get groomed after his skunk fiasco, I warned him he got skunked and it may smell a little if he gets damp again, because I couldn't get certain spots like his ears, face, etc. When I came back, they told me he was the first skunk dog they'd ever cleaned that did not stink up the place despite already being treated with whatever, and that they were going to start using it from now on too. Dawn is just a really good degreaser. That means it works well for grease on cookware, grease from oil on penguins, and grease from skunk musk. Story 42 White vinegar as laundry detergent. Not going to get your stains out, but boy howdy will it remove odors. Old glasses cases for holding USB wires and wall plugs in your bag. Story 43 3M green scrubbing pads are useful for removing calluses from the feet. Use them after showering when the callus is soft. And be careful not to over-abrade the area adjacent. This thing removes skin. Doesn't care what type. Story 44 Alright. I still have some. Baking soda is a little wonder worker. 1. Cleaning pots, put half or a full pack in a burn pot and let it sit, boil shortly, and then you can remove 2. Potent cleaning paste. Mix it with a little bit of water so as a paste and scrub a pot or a really dirty spot. Salt adds a little extra scrubbing strength. Very good for long, accumulated oil or fumes or grill, etc. 3. Remove coffee and tea stains from cups. C1. For cleaning jewelry, silver, water, and baking powder work. Toothpaste as well. 5. Cleaning clog-ups, at least slight ones, baking powder and vinegar. Good for volcanoes. Also good for the sink. 6. Also works for neutralizing smells. Lemon is also great. 1. Cut a lemon, sprinkle it with salt, rub your teapots, etc., and easily remove the dark stains. 2. Neutralizes some bad smells. 3. Cleaning water stains, e.g. in the bathtub, but make sure it's acid resistant. Also works on glasses, I guess. And lastly, if you need to clean really dirty windows, e.g. from a heavy smoker, start with dish soap and water. Rub dry with a newspaper. Works surprisingly well. Story 45 If you ever need to get a fire started but don't have more traditional tinder, you can use steel wool instead. Steel wool burns quite readily. This is also why, if you have steel wool in your shop or basement, you want to make sure it's stored well away from any possible source of flame or sparks. Story 46 Any plastic card that fits in a wallet, yet is of no other use. I'm talking about gift cards or fake credit cards to showcase wallets, or a membership card no longer valid. Any credit card shaped card that isn't a credit card and which you want mind ruining, keep one handy at all times and use it as a scraper. Ice from windshield, stickers from glass, burnt something stuck to the stovetop, anything. Just a portable scraper that fits nicely in your wallet. Story 47 One thing I remember from working construction was that if you got PL super strong adhesive on your hands and it dried, the best way to get it off was to have KFC for lunch. I think the grease got into your skin under the PL and loosened it. Story 48, not necessarily secondary, but lacquer thinner, ink on carpet or fabric, disappears, rubber on kids, shoes the white part, turns it bright white again, doesn't work on organic stains, but anything chemical or lab created, it works wonders. Story 49, save up your used coffee grounds and keep them moist. If you don't want your butt crack to show through your skirt, just pack it tightly with your used grounds before you get dressed. Story 50, shaving cream is the best stain remover I've ever used. Clothes, carpet, whatever, dampen the stain with water, apply shaving cream, scrub with a damp cloth, then clean up shaving cream by scrubbing with a second damp cloth. You'll be surprised how well it works. Bonus use for shaving cream, apply a small amount seriously like a pea-sized amount to your bathroom mirror and wipe it in circles with a towel like you're waxing a car. Do this for an area about the size of your face until the mirror is dry of shaving cream. Boom. The mirror won't fog up for a while. If it starts to fog again, just reapply. Tip: only apply to mirror when it's dry. Story 51, coat hangers can be used to unlatch your car door if you lock your keys inside. You just need to prise it open a bit, then jam it in there and hook onto the door handle. Story 52, plastic coat hangers can be cat toys. Toilet paper tubes can be cat toys. iPhone chargers can be cat toys. My face can be a cat toy. Anything is a cat toy. Story 53, use a Swifter to clean tall shelves and windows. I wrap a small towel around mine and spray product directly on it. It actually saves me a lot of time. Story 54, sugar is really handy to clean out bottles, like those plastic pet bottles you hang on the side of the cage, or other bottles that have become manky and are hard to reach into for cleaning. Simply fill a few tablespoons of sugar into the bottle. Add some water, not too much. You don't want the sugar to dissolve too quickly. Close the bottle, or firmly press your palm on its opening and shake firmly for a minute. The sugar crystals will scrape off any algae and other gunk in the bottle, and it will look as good as new. Just be sure to rinse it with water afterwards to get rid of any sugar or gunk left in the bottle after pouring it out. Edit edition. Also, denture cleanser tablets are really good for cleaning out vases. If you have a vase that has become grubby after prolonged floral display, just fill it with clean water and drop 1 or 2, depending on the vase's size, tablets into the water. Leave overnight and rinse it with lots of water afterwards. The tablet should have gotten rid of most, if not all, gunk, and the vase is once again nice and shiny. Story 55, an 8-ounce tub of petroleum jelly functions as a non-toxic 48-hour laxative and colonic irrigation when unexpectedly consumed by your dog while you're at work. Just be sure to keep him hydrated. As a related tip, an old pillowcase can be fashioned into an improvised diaper and secured with a belt. A standard-sized pillowcase will work very well for LB Dog. You can pay for slushies at 7-Eleven with hummingbirds. Story 56, dental cleaners. These soda pills are great bottle cleaner, great pipe cleaner, toilet cleaner, surface cleaner, and literally anything cleaner. I opened a clogged pipe with these. Hair conditioner to stretch accidentally shrunken clothes. Story 57, boric acid. Have ants in the house. BA, no waiting, no nothing. Cockroaches. We have a special BA for cockroaches. Athlete's foot. Right to the BA right away. Ringworm. BA, yeast infections. BA, you have bacterial vaginosis. Believe it or not. BA, weird rash. Also BA, you have any kind of fungal infection, even a drug-resistant one. BA. Right away, I have the best vagina in the world because of BA. Note: boric acid is toxic if ingested. Do not eat. Story 58, waffle makers are amazing for making things other than waffles. Throw a couple thick slices of bacon on there, and in a few minutes you'll have evenly cooked, perfect texture bacon with an easy cleanup. Also works for eggs, paninis, and a ton of other foods. Story 59, Windex takes the yellow hue most commonly caused by tobacco off of most products. I use it to clean statues I get from secondhand stores, and it makes them look brand new. Story 60, the very best exfoliant I've found is brown sugar. Works well on my face and my hands. Doesn't tear up my skin like the walnut shell ones. It's inexpensive, and I don't have to worry about little plastic beads hurting water habitats and critters. It's also good for girls who are learning since it has a built-in timer with a whole dissolving factor. And it's tasty if you get it in your mouth while exfoliating your lips. Story 61, those thick maxi pads double as my favorite boot insoles. Just slip the suckers in, and you have an insole that shapes to your foot and makes your tough work boots nice and fluffy feeling. Story 62, table salt gets bloodstains out. Cold water, rub salt on it. Rinse, repeat. Toothpaste as silver polish. Crest Classic Paste is the best. Rub it on with a soft cloth. Rub, rub, rub. Warm, damp, clean cloth to remove. Brown sugar and honey as a lip scrub. Baking soda and warm water as a face exfoliate. Applesauce and baking recipes to replace fats and oils. Soy sauce, ketchup, balsamic vinegar, garlic powder, onion powder if you're out of Worcestershire sauce. Story 63 plastic bottles can be cut and turned into funnels if you don't have one. Just get sharp scissors, punch a hole, and cut around. The bottom part could be turned into a cup if you want to be extra frugal.